Good afternoon, everybody. This is Ashwin Vidyala here. I've heard this statement once. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Now, what does this mean? And why the hell do we care? It basically means that when you're ready to learn something, life will bring the teacher into your experience. It could be in the form. Actually, you know what? I don't know why I'm getting into this. This has nothing to do with what I'm going to talk about. No. I mean, it's true, but, good. Okay, let's just keep that aside. What I actually want to talk about is you can learn something from anything you come across. Let me give you an example. I have in my library at home, it's a shelf, big one library at home. It's a bloody bookshelf. I have Adolf Hitler's Mein Kampf, however the hell you say it in German. But Adolf Hitler's book, the one he wrote when he was in prison for however long he was. And why? Why am I reading it? Because he was, yes, he did some really, really shitty things. No question. I'm certainly not condoning what he did whatsoever. But this guy was badass. I mean, he's a perfect example of someone who had a lot of power and he used it for evil. Does not mean, but he had power. He knew what he was doing. He knew it's like in a way I can say he was successful. Just to the dark side, he had power, a lot of personal power, just used it for the dark side. But he knew what was up. He knew how to move things and mold things in his favor. He basically knew a thing or two about things. Does that make sense? So that's why I never really read it. I have it. It's thick, it's kind of daunting. It's like that thick, a little scary because it's too big. I will read it eventually, and it's obviously an English translation. I don't read, write, or speak German whatsoever, except a couple of phrases which I cannot, I cannot say. I mean, I can say right now, but I don't want. But yes, so Mein Kampf, Adolf Hitler. The reason I'm reading him is because he knew he was. I mean, he obviously had a lot of personal power, and he knew something about stuff. And I'm being extremely vague, but that doesn't make sense. He had a lot of personal power, and he knew a thing or two about success. He just used it, in our opinion, for the dark side. In his opinion, maybe it was noble, I would imagine. But he was successful. And so I want to learn from him. Maybe not learn and do what he did, but the principles are always the same. Whether you use them for good or you use them for bad. The principles are always the same, and you can learn those principles from multiple sources. See, that's why when you look at somebody successful, you can learn what to do. And when you look at the failure, you can learn exactly what not to do. But in either case, you are learning something extremely valuable. You're learning what to do and what not to do, but you're still learning. And so both of them are teachers to you. You can learn something from everybody you come across, from every piece of information you come across. If you're self-aware and if you are looking. Think about that, guys.